The spell says 100 feet cube.
So 100 feet down and 1 foot wide.
It's a cube. 100 feet on one side, 100 feet on every other side.
Okay. So, you guys are in the tiny hut in the Troubadour with drinks, discussing your next steps. What would you guys like to do?
So, kaleidoscope? Do we need that nap still, or should we take care of this?
Well, I don't need the nap, but Zizkek, you might need to sleep a little.
I could use a little bit of assistance. Sleeping's always good, especially after whiskey. Oh.
I don't need
I'm
a
not
nap.
opposed.
I'll ruffle Zizkek's hair and give him 10 health points.
Oh. That's both awkward and amazing. Thank you.
Liam, awkward and amazing.
Something to consider. It kind of goes against our brand as the bad ideas, but maybe we should actually have a plan of what we're going to say to these people to try and convince them and also fight. I don't even get
Well,
magic out of them.
If they're underground magic casters, I don't know what to call them. I mean, they're basically hiding from the government, right? I. What do you tell somebody so that they don't think you're trying to hunt them down?
Not entirely sure.
Do we just walk in and say, "Hey, we're looking for someone who can cast magic"?
That's
Got anybody?
probably not the approach we should take.
Um,
I mean, I could go in and kind of get a feel for the place.
Okay.
that's probably a good start. And then we just start asking people? No, not that.
Probably not. I wonder if there's some way you're supposed to ask for magic that's not obvious. Kind of like the eggs.
Yeah, Galon, is there like some sort of code for you wizard types?
I've met like 4 wizards, and one of them was Elith.
So you have to talk about scones.
Maybe. The numbers do suggest that it's a possibility. 25% of the wizards I've met talk about scones a lot.
Okay.
So, do we just make up a batch of scones?
Maybe we should bring scones.
I mean, we've got all the stuff to make scones. I can have some in like 10 minutes.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
we're making scones. Cool. Ziska, go take your nap.
All right.
So scones is what our plan is?
Scones and hiding in the shadows. I think that really sums up what we're able to do.
Okay, well I got one of those.
Well, I can give you scones.
It's a backup plan. I mean,
The scones or the shadows?
the scones.
Oh, okay, that's the backup.
Yeah.
Should we
Desire
have a-
goes in there, scouts out, figures out, the situation, and then we come in with the scones.
should we have a backup for our backup?
I mean, if nothing else, this is a bad idea.
I was trying to avoid us having a bad idea situation,
Should
but
we
I think it's just inherently part of our group.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's been at least 2 times where we've pretended to be a band and made music. Should we take instruments this time? Do we have instruments?
I'm sure
What?
some of the bands have left behind something that have performed here.
Can any of us play an instrument?
Well, I know I can. I don't know about you all.
That seems like a no.
Well, obviously I can beatbox for you.
Eh, It
I
was.
mean, I guess I have thaumaturgy. It's not really music though.
I can pluck the string on my bow. It'll sound like a bass.
Good idea. Liking where you're headed.
Definitely a bad idea.
Will magic actually tip them off? Like, if we perform magic for them, is that some sort of convincing way of letting them know, hey, we're not trying to take you away for your magic because we are also doing magic? Or is that just a bad idea? I mean, everything's a bad idea, isn't it?
Actually, that reminds me. I should probably not be walking around in robes. That sort of a magic key.
I mean, priests and other people wear them. Like, how much magic is banned here?
I don't know. I'm just gonna snap my fingers and turn my armor into heavy plate.
That is a strange look on you, Galan.
Yeah, kind of feels. I kind of like it though. I've been thinking about getting something a little heavier. Maybe things like to hit me a lot. Could be useful.
So we have no plan, basically, other than
No,
scones
we
and shadows.
Scones,
have a bad
shadows,
idea.
and maybe blatant magic use. It sounds like.
Maybe several
see what
bad
happens.
ideas.
Okay. We're on track.
It seems like. All right. So scones are made and naps are taken. You do find that there is a collection of instruments, if anyone wants to take one.
I'll take one.
Okay. Now you find that there is a acoustic bass, if you'd want, if that's what you're looking for.
Sure.
Is there like a tambourine?
There's definitely a matter of fact, there's probably a collection of tambourines.
What about cowbell?
Oh yeah,
More cowbell.
always more.
Oh yeah, he says.
I'll take an assortment of tambourines.
All right, so you now have
Just
an
in
assortment of tambourines, a cowbell, and a bass guitar, and of course, what instrument does Liam play?
Liam has drums and a lute, but I imagine he doesn't bring a set of drums with him. He just has his lute on him.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, Dr. Dribbles says, "Well, I don't know where your plans are, and I don't really need to know, but you seem excited and motivated, so good luck to you."
Don't worry, we have no plans.
Oh, on brand. I like it.
Definitely on
Wait.
brand.
I thought we had like 3 plans.
Well,
Are they actually plans, though, Galan?
No. Anyways,
just bad ideas.
Are we ready to go? It's just up the road a little bit. Then I think a left, or was it a right? It was a left.
All right. So you make your way out, Kalan leading the way. I'm going to say it's probably not too late in the evening because this is more of a afternoon to early evening kind of place. You follow Kalan's directions. He gets lost a few times, but he finds the way eventually. It was actually a right. And so he gets there, and you are standing in front of a tall, seemingly one-story building, but with high roofs or high ceilings, no windows, a kind of a blocky building. Looks like it's recently constructed, using, you think it's actually like a metal as opposed to the normal stone construction in most of the buildings around here. Stone being pretty easy to come by on Talus, metal not very much. There is a sign above the door that says Kaleidoscope in a kind of a wacky font with colors. There is a door with no windows once again. It is shut, but there is a sign, very small, that says open.
So just real quick, while we were walking along and getting lost with Galan leading us, I would pull Aelon aside because I wanted to talk to him. Are you okay? How are you?
Well, I'm pretty sure I'm fine. Why? What's going
You
on?
seemed uncharacteristically quiet in the bar, and then how you ordered your mead seemed disconcerting.
Oh, it's just been a weird day.
That much is true.
Getting to me a little bit, I guess.
Well, just checking in on you, making sure that you're fine.
Thanks. Actually, it's nice to have that.
We have each other's backs.
Of course.
That's all. I smack his butt.
Oh, oh, hi.
No healing with that butt touch?
No.
Holding back. So, based on the description, it sounds like this place is very different from what I experienced. There's no kids running around and loud screaming and lights. And
You haven't gone inside yet.
I thought it was open before, but maybe not.
No, this is pretty much what it looked like last time.
Okay.
All the kids and screaming stuff was on the inside.
Gotcha.
Is there any other entrance?
You can go look if you'd like.
Of course.
So, Faye, there was a secret entrance that I actually came out of before. It was
Okay.
over around this corner. You want to go see if it's there?
Yep.
With
we could do
advantage, give me a perception roll.
Me?
Anyone who wants to. The advantage is because Galan kind of knows what he's looking for. All right. Ooh, crit 20.
Yeah, I guess I'm not going to roll again.
Faye, you find that there is exactly where Galan told you a well-hidden door. This is a strange thing to have at a kid's amusement park because it seems so well done that you would not have even noticed it if not for Galan.
So this led to the back area. There was some hallways. They had this weird room that had a bunch of like moving pictures of other places. There's this really weird kid in there. I mean, if they're hiding anything, it's probably going to be back here in these areas.
Is there anything special about opening the door?
With your crit roll, you can tell that the door itself is connected to some kind of system. Possibly monitoring, possibly alarm. You don't know.
Galen, what do you remember about the door?
Well, when they opened it to let me out after a thing happened, they pressed in this spot. So I remember I specifically watched the guy do it. So, but I never saw how it opened from the, or if it could open from the outside. They, I walked out and they closed it behind me. So
Can I search around to see if there's some kind of mechanism that I can activate?
Right. So you use your thieves' tools, and if you give me a sleight of hand with advantage, given that you know from Galan's descriptions what you're looking for as far as a latch, you can do that. You're rolling really well tonight. So yes, there is a latch mechanism that has a trip on probably on the inside. It does not seem to have one on the outside, but you can get a tool in between the seam to trip it. You still suspect that there's a wire or some kind of alarm system attached to this door that you have not disabled yet.
So we could go in this way, but I think they might be a little suspicious if we just show up. Maybe we should just remember that this is here, see what we find inside.
Sure, we can always come back.
All right. Let's go back to the front and I guess open it.
Go in the front door. How quaint. So, you make your way into the strange building. First, to describe it, it looks like a large tavern or a small warehouse kind of combined. The entryway opens up into a big open space that has two tiers to it, kind of like an amphitheater. The first tier, which is where you're at, is the highest tier. It looks out over tables and chairs. There are parents and kids running around everywhere. There's waiters who are walking around with this trays of fast food. They look like either pizza or burgers or a combination thereof in between their jobs of monitoring and delivering the food. You can see them kind of trying to entertain kids that are running around with songs and jokes and things like that. As I said, it was kind of two-tiered because there's a lower tier that's in towards the center of this large space that has these games, cabinets of blinking lights and loud noises and flashing screens with some kind of music playing. And the kids themselves are running around with these with the coins that they're just throwing into these machines repeatedly and banging on buttons and throwing them these handles around. And they seem to be having a great time doing so. There is a back section or a deeper section where Galan, you recognize the Knicks racing, all the hoops and different staged obstacles. And one of you sees somebody standing in the middle of this obstacle course with a helmet on. It's almost covering their whole head, and they seem completely dazed as they kind of weave back and forth. And above them is this creature, this four-winged creature that is athletically and dexterously flying through the obstacle course. There is another section that is caged off and separate, and there is someone standing in this booth. They seem to be like an authority figure. There's a line of kids trying to exchange paper tickets for items in the booth. And then there's a person near the front as you walk in who says to you, "You here for the arcade, or are you here for food, or are you here for the show?"
Yes.
Great. Silver piece cover per person.
Sure. Here's a gold. I guess keep it.
Thanks. You guys want any tickets? Any tokens?
For what? What do they do?
They're for the games. You can play the various games around here and maybe win prizes. They have a whole
What?
set of
There are
prizes.
prizes?
Yeah.
This sounds delightful.
Galon, what's that machine? What's that thing? What is that?
I actually only did the one game while I was here, and
Well, which one? Show me. I want to do that one.
pointing up to the birds that are flying around, or the bird that is flying around. Just the one. It's a little painful.
That doesn't sound like fun. What kind of game is that?
Oh, it was fun for the first 5 seconds. The next 6 hours were kind of dark.
6 hours?
Just if you try it, don't run into the rings.
Okay, well, what's that game?
I don't know. Looks like he's flipping a frog into a cup. I suppose you're supposed to flip the frog into the cup.
What if the frog doesn't want to go in the cup?
Are you going to let a frog beat you?
Good point.
But you're right. What if the frog doesn't want to go? Well, I don't think the birds want to be doing that either.
Liam's just gonna run off into the arcade like a child in an arcade.
Aelon's following. This
Alright.
is exciting.
Okay.
Are literally in an arcade, so.
Yeah. Okay, so you run off. The person at the front desk says, "Do you need tokens for your kids?"
Apparently.
Yeah, I think we'll need some. Here's 10 gold for them.
Okay, big spender. So he gets out a purse of coins, tokens. There's now 100 tokens that you can divide however you'd like.
Is there a table kind of out of the way we can sit at? Maybe a little quieter.
Nothing's quiet in this room. Nothing at all.
Quiet-ish.
There's a corner, kind of. It's by a stage. The stage is dark, and there seems to be shapes on the stage, but they're not moving, so it's a little bit quieter.
Sure.
So you guys sit down. A wait staff pretty quickly shows up and says, "Welcome to Kaleidoscope. Would you care for any food or beverage while you're waiting for the show?"
You have a tater tots? Poutine?
I'll check with the back room, but we do have Talus burgers and infinity fries, plus the pizza is pineapple.
I'll just take some fries.
Okay. Would anyone else care for something to drink or eat? Okay, well, enjoy the show and have a wonderful Kaleidoscope day.
Liam's gonna run over to the table. This machine says it needs 4 tokens. Can I have some? Do you have any?
Yes, please, please.
Okay. I give each of you 30. Don't spend them all on the same game.
But what if it's a fun game?
Then I guess it makes sense to spend them all on the same game. Huh. I guess do whatever you want with them.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
All right. Liam and Elan run off with tokens at hand and gleam in their eyes. You are trying to blend in a little bit, but it's evident that you don't really fit in this place. There are couples with their kids of all walks of life, of all realities. Some of them clearly from Earth, some of them from Night Beyond Sky. They look like strange, different aliens. There are some from High Wall, which are more common amongst Talus folk. elves and dwarves and such. The one connecting thing for all of them is the look of absolute dread in having to deal with hundreds of kids, and just the shared feeling of what have we done? What have we done? But the good news is that you don't have to worry about that for long, because the show is about to start. You hear a trumpet da, 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 right next to you guys, which is like right next to you guys. And a light comes on, and then another light on the stage, and you see, is that a dancing koala bear? It's a giant koala bear with the name Kaleidoscope blazoned on his shirt. And he's moving really weird, like not normal, kind of like jerky. And he says, ha ha ha, hey kids, welcome to Kaleidoscopes. You guys want to hear a song? And none of the kids are listening. None of the kids care. They're off playing games. And the parents are like, sure, let's hear a song. Okay. Kaleidoscope the koala bear and his backup singers, the Raccoon Brothers, begin to sing some of the worst songs you've ever heard in your life. The animatronic monstrosities that they clearly are out of tune and jerky and barely moving and completely disrepair. And the songs themselves sound like they're coming out of trash cans. But, you know, at least you have that as a distraction to all the kids screaming.
Faye, do you think a tambourine would help this music?
I don't think anything's gonna help this music.
What about a lot of tambourines, like really loud?
Sure,
I don't wanna.
then don't.
Okay.
Is everybody in the room like looking like a parent, or is anybody look out of place?
Give me a perception roll.
And do I recognize anyone from my last time here?
You recognize the guy behind the booth. He's the same person. Or not person. He's actually a non-human.
I can see into time and space.
Okay. You've been rolling really well tonight. Yeah, so there are two, can't really tell what race they are, but they're definitely humanoid, standing in the corner, opposite corner of yours. But again, this is a big space, so it's quite a distance away. They seem to be discussing something and occasionally making motions towards the Nyx racing, which you gather to be the birds that are flying through the obstacle course.
Hey, Galen, can you somehow hear what those two guys over there are talking about?
I could walk up beside them and listen.
Maybe your little rat?
Oh. Yeah, he's dead.
Oh.
Remember he got... Wait, what happened to him this time? Did he get shot? No, that was the last time. Oh, the manticore ate him. Or was it the dragon? I haven't summoned him in a while. We've been kind of busy.
So that's not a fast thing?
No, that takes... I'd have to burn some incense and... I mean, nobody would probably notice, but I don't have any.
Okay. Maybe I'll just try to get closer.
All right. If you wanted to give me a stealth roll.
Or stealth through space and time.
My gosh. Wow.
This is gonna
Where are
come
these
back
rolls
to
when we're fighting something?
Yeah.
I don't know. This is
Yeah,
gonna
for
come back
real.
to haunt me at some point. I'm gonna roll bad.
Yeah, I don't know that you needed a 28 for stealth when it's this loud, but damn.
Well, I have a +10 on stealth, so
Right. Yeah, so no one realizes between Kaleidoscope the koala and his singing band and the kids screaming and the arcade going on, no one notices that Faye is just not there. She is gone. She has ghosted completely. And you make your way over to these two gentlemen who happen to be they happen to be humanoid. As you get a little closer, you can tell that they seem to be elves. Two of them, not Elmari, but actual elves, just like Eldrick. And the conversation, you get close enough, is about I don't know if this is a good idea. And the other one says, I understand your concern, but we have little choice in the matter. I wouldn't have picked this place either, but given what we're up against, I think it's rather prudent that we not push our luck at this. The first one says, yes, it's all well and good that we are at least covert and hidden, but I can't stay here. This is driving me mad. It never ends. These children just never stop. The first one says, brother, I feel your pain. Trust me, I do. But think of this as a test. It's a test of your focus. If you can do magic with all of this around you, you can do it anywhere. The first one says, this is a good point, I suppose. So, they seem to be stopping their conversation at that point.
I'm going to go back to Elon.
Okay.
Okay, so those two appear to be magic users or wannabe magic users. So maybe you should give them some scones.
Sure. Like, I just hand them a scone and, like, do I wink?
I don't know. Don't you guys have some kind of secret language or something?
Maybe? I don't. Well, I mean, I know a few languages, but I don't think it's secret. I normally ask Liam what to do. He's
At this point, Liam, you have won an enormous stack of tokens, or I'm sorry, of cards. You've been playing a game where you whack things that pop out of holes, and you seem to just be a natural at this. Like you are a wizard when it comes to whacking things that come out of holes.
Yep. Sounds about right.
You really are a natural at that.
Just whacking is, comes second nature.
Meanwhile, Aelan, you have been pretty successful at throwing balls into holes as you roll them down these slopes, and they go into the hole. You can throw balls into holes all day long. It's just very therapeutic.
Are we sure he's not playing the game where you knock out things' teeth by throwing balls?
You are handling those balls very well, Elon.
I mean, it is one of my specialties, and
You did quite right.
I do know a thing or two about, just getting him in the right hole.
Yeah, so it's very, it's a skill that not many have.
Yeah, and it just feels good too.
Right.
On the whole, that feels good.